Imo South. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, fortunately, most of our colleagues have spoken and they really touched on issues that affect this Senate during the last 4 years and even made suggestions as to the way forward. Starting with you, Mr. President, we had a time, we had lots of disagreement, but I respect you for one thing, your resilience and standing for what you believe in. And that's why we have the difference, or maybe the equality. I also stand on what I believe, and I take it to the end. In the course of that, there must be difference in humans, because you are Saraki and I'm Ndume. So that's understandable. I want to say here, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, throughout the 4 years that we have been together, because we came here independently, I have never consciously taken up anybody on personal basis. It is either by what I think is right, and you not necessarily have to think that way. But basically, I appreciate all of us here in this hallowed chamber. We started together. We were doing fine. We had issues. We had misunderstanding. But I believe that that is part of the learning process. I know that the 8th Senate have done a lot. So much work have been done. But because there was so much work, you expect there will be so much mistakes. I hope that the 9th Senate will learn from the 8th Senate. My concern, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, is the independence of this institution, arm of government. But that is not to say that we should not work harmoniously with the other. But compromising the independence of the legislature is what I see now, the dangerous thing coming. The only difference between the rule of military or any form of tyranny is this institution, the legislative arm of government. We must do everything possible in order to nurture our democracy. It is very, very important. And that is why the framers of this constitution have 3 arms of government. We need to ensure the independence of the legislature. We need to support the government. We need to do our constitutional assignment and responsibilities. As I said, we have a job to do. Our people had confidence in us, and that is why they elected us as senators. Yesterday, I looked, despite the fact that I'm a senator, I took a dictionary to look at the definition of a senator. Distinguished colleagues, I beg of you, those that are no more coming back will still be called senators. And those of us within that are coming back will still be called senators. And that's, I don't understand why, but you know there is no former senator or ex-senator. A senator is a senator for life. There is a reason for that. And we must carry ourselves as such. We have done a lot, as I said, but we had issues. Issues that are regrettable, issues that will enhance the sanctity of these chambers. Finally, Mr. President and my distinguished colleagues, as I said before, I think I'm one of those that have been that controversial in the last 4 years. Maybe Dino surpassed me a bit. He mentioned how many times he has been arrested. But we had issues. In that course of that, I must have offended some of you. And maybe some of you would have offended me. But let me say here that I don't take things personal because there was nothing personal. But if in any way I have offended any of you, my colleagues, I beg for forgiveness. And as I said, I took nothing personal, but if anybody intentionally did something to me which I didn't know is personal, I also forgive you. May God bless you.
I have forgiven you.
Thank you. So, Dino, specifically, I have forgiven you. And I'm going to bless you. Distinguished colleagues, this institution is very important. Let us please try to defend and protect and enhance the sanctity, the integrity of the Senate. Let Nigerian Senate be Nigerian Senate, because there is no PDP Senate or APC Senate. There is only Nigerian Senate, and let it be so. Thank you very much.
Senator Kwabio.